Here is chasing Colton, and Colton is having I think this is his fifth post-track ride today. And so his last ride was on Friday, and we got video of that ride. He was off yesterday, and then he's going today. So the last time I rode him, we did video, and I felt like he was really sort of trending in the right direction in terms of like acquiring steering, which is a pretty foundational basic needed to progress. And so I thought we were going in the right direction with that so that he would probably come out good today and we'd get some more video, which we did, and he was very good. It was also just a much nicer sort of weather condition for actually taking video because a lot of the smoke has cleared out of the area. So it was actually sunny and we got some rain last night. So the ring wasn't, a cloud of dust. It was just a lot nicer in terms of actually getting some nice video and pictures. So Colton is a 16 hand 4-year-old. He has 24 career starts and he last ran on 528. He's been here for a week, I think exactly a week, or actually maybe more like 8 or 9 days. And he's a really good kid. He actually sort of fooled me when he came off the track. He was just sort of pepped up because he hadn't really been doing anything. So he actually struck me when he first came as kind of an excitable horse. But as he unwound from sort of just being stuck hanging out at the track into off the track life, he's actually mellowed out so much. It's wild how quickly they can mellow out in just like a week's time. And actually, if he had steering a little bit better, I would honestly just show dropping the reins and riding around on the buckle because he really does just want to sort of plod around in like a very rhythmical, easygoing tempo. That's definitely where he wants to be. The only problem with dropping the reins right now is that I hardly have steering with the reins, so dropping the reins would result in catastrophic failure of steering, I'm pretty sure. Not that I would be worried because he certainly, he's not going to do anything dumb, but I, I don't think that we'd be making any sensible shapes or straight lines. So to come in the future, but he is sort of just that really rhythmical, sort of easygoing, plodding around type of horse. And as soon as he has concrete steering, that will be very easy to show. So this was the beginning as we're getting sort of warmed up, and obviously you can see that he's still sort of falling out one shoulder and then the other shoulder, and I'm still having to work a little bit for some of the steering. But actually, as he settles into it here, which is I think coming up like right about now, he actually sort of decides to let me steer, and then when everything lines up, he's like, oh, actually, it's just so easy and sensical to be soft. And he actually starts sort of coming around a little bit. And we have a little conversation about the connection right about here, actually, is where this happens. Yeah, right there is really lovely in the shape. And he's really soft in his mouth. It's just that, talking to him about the connection just hasn't even been able to come into the picture yet because first we just have to sort out, traveling in the direction that the rider would like you to go, but it's definitely right there. And as he gets straighter and the steering becomes something that you don't have to think about all the time, it's obvious to me that he's going to make a really cute round soft shape, and it's right there. I thought this work here to the right in the trot was actually really quite cute. So Colton is a very simple horse. There's absolutely nothing complicated about riding him. There's absolutely no silliness that I feel emanating from him. Of course, that being said, he's a young green horse. Of course, he's going to have his moments here and there. I'm never going to say that, they're not robots. They're going to have their days, and especially ones that aren't, finished products yet. But I don't. He doesn't do anything that makes me think he wants to make bad choices in life. He seems very simple and wanting to do the right thing. He just really needs a bit of an education here on direction. But he was so cute about trotting over these poles, and I was so impressed because not only are we maintaining a circle and the actual shape of a circle, but we are getting to the poles right in the center. So that was very impressive. I actually thought he had it so well today in the walk and the trot. I don't know why we don't have any walk video. He was excellent today, walk trot. Like the steering felt really good. The canter was a little bit more difficult. That's sort of to be expected. Obviously the canter is going to carry the most sort of energy. And so it's going to be the hardest or the last sort of piece of the puzzle to get there. So he picked up the right canter for me, did a pretty fair transition, and then he wanted to break. The other thing that's funny about him is so he's not like a very forward thinking horse, which is great. That makes him very sort of non-reactive and amateur friendly, and it will make him easy to develop. But it also means that, when I'm asking him to do something, turn or whatever it is, and he starts to get crooked, his default is just to slow down and to break out of the canter, which again, I'm not complaining. That's a wonderful problem to have. I would always prefer that horses sort of swing that way because it's just a sort of a safer ride. So there he does it again. I just sort of lost the straightness and then, he's just like, I guess we'll just fall out of the canter. So it's just something to sort of think about the fact that when I ask him to canter, he needs to keep cantering until I ask him to stop, and I'm trying to catch the break before it happens. But obviously I'm not perfect and he's not perfect, and so we're just sort of things are progressing in the right direction, but obviously mistakes are going to happen. And again, I'm not complaining. It's a perfectly fine, acceptable mistake for a baby horse to get crooked and break from the canter to the trot. Actually, this is quite good here. He's very soft in the canter, when he's straight and traveling with all his pieces in a line. He's excellent on the ground. He's very sweet, loves the attention, loves peppermints, and he really likes the hose. For him, the hose is a fun thing to play with. It's funny looking at the hose, and then he wants to put it in his mouth, and it's just cute. He's cute in general. He has a very sweet personality.